Hi there, John Shields with Chesapeake Bites, and we're at the 32nd Street Farmers Market, continuing our shopping spree for all kinds of summertime recipes. But we had to get over to Browne's Bloom and Andy's Eggs to get some of your prime ingredients for all the kinds of things we're making. We're going to have a zucchini bread, and we're going to have some lovely eggs that are fresh and local, and milk from Browne's Bloom Dairy. So you can't get better. I'll get this. I'll meet you in the kitchen and we'll start cooking. We're still at the farmer's market, still shopping, and I'm getting some gorgeous stripy zucchini right from Glenville Hollow Farms. And this is going to make an amazing zucchini bread for Miss Molly. Meet you in the kitchen. It's magic. We're back in the kitchen. And I have these beautiful stripy zucchinis. It's the summertime. When we get to summertime, there's zucchini everywhere. You never know quite what to do it. Well, we're going to do something with Miss Molly's zucchini bread. And Miss Molly, Molly is the daughter of a friend of mine, actually my cousin-in-law, over in Ballymore in Ireland. So this is the recipe from Ireland, but Chesapeake style. You ready? Okay, let's go. Hi there, welcome to Chesapeake Bites. I'm Chef John Shields, founder of Our Common Table. Join us as we travel around the bay, taking tasty bites of all that Chesapeake has to offer. In this series, we present one recipe every Wednesday, demonstrating how you can eat well, protect our environment, and rebuild our local food economy one dish at a time. So you saw we were over at Andy's Eggs. We got some beautiful, lovely, fluffy eggs. And then we're going to put, we don't want to put a lot of sugar in. So this is 2 loaves, and we're putting just about 2/3 of a cup of sugar for 2 loaves of bread. Now the recipe says to use white sugar. I happen to like a little bit of both, so I mixed it with white sugar and brown sugar. And then we're going to do some vegetable oil, just plain vegetable or canola oil is always very, very nice. And stir that right there. So I'm going to stir this just for a minute so that those eggs kind of fluff up a little bit and we have a very light zucchini bread. Now we have our batter all nice and light and fluffy, and we're going to get these striped zucchini. I like them. They're kind of cool looking, and I've been doing a little grating. I'll show you. It's just, I usually use the coarse grater for this. You don't want it to be too fine. And just quick coarse grate. And we have about 2 cups of the zucchini. All right, ready, set, go. Going to fluff that right in there. There we go. Nothing to it. Now, probably if you were over in Ireland, or if you were like in the old country and you saw me doing that, you'd say, holy mother of God, he didn't put any milk in it. Well, there is no milk in it. The only liquid that we have in the zucchini bread actually is the oil, the egg, and the zucchini. I didn't strain the zucchini and I didn't wring it out. It has a lot of moisture in it. So that's where we're going to get the whole thing going. Okay, I'm just going to stir this around for about 1 minute so that everything comes together, and then we'll make it happen. Okay, now it's time for some flour. We didn't put any milk in, but we are going to put flour in for sure. So I made a mixture of white flour and whole wheat flour. And this is another local thing we have here from Doppio Sicilian Bakery. You can find this at the farmer's market and at our house in Baltimore. They have a whole kind of little stall there. So amazing. They hand mill that flour and it is so good. Okay, so now I'm also going to throw in here 1 tablespoon, that's a lot, of cinnamon. So this has got a big cinnamon taste here. There we go. And all you have to do with this is just stir that around like so. I'm also going to put in some baking powder. So usually in these kinds of quick breads, you have a fair amount in it, but this is just a little tiny bit in here. And the bigger part is, as they would do in Ireland, they're using baking soda. It's kind of an Irish way of getting a very specific texture to your bread. So all right, so all we're going to do right now here is stir this around real quick, make everybody come together. I did put a pinch of salt in here as well. That helps give it some flavor, and it also helps a little bit with the rise. Okay, nothing too complicated with this. You don't have to do it in stages, just dump it in. And now what we need to do is, I'm going to stir this for about a minute, not too heavy, because if you stir too heavy, you're going to work up that gluten and you don't want a tough bread. So I'll just stir this gently for about a minute. All right, we have a lovely creamy batter here. It's not too thick, it's still a little loose, but don't worry, this is the way it's going to work. And then I have about half a cup of raisins I'm going to stir into there so lovingly. Give that a quick turn. And then I have, a little bit earlier today, prepared a couple of loaf pans, and I just rubbed it with a little bit of oil, some flour, so it won't stick. All right, now let me put that there. This is where you can actually lick it off your fingers. It's a very integral part of the recipe. So let's go. I'm going to take and split this in two. It's not going to come all the way up the pan, of course, because you do have those leavening agents in there of the baking powder and the baking soda. And as it does its bake, it's going to bake for about an hour, actually. It's kind of a long bake, but it's only at 350 degrees. And it should turn out quite nice because I've had it and I absolutely love it. Okay, let's get that in there. And then what I'm going to do, another addition to this particular bread, and you can do it or not do it, it's totally optional, is to put some nuts in. So it usually calls for walnuts. So what I'm going to do, in one of them, I'm going to put the walnuts in, and in the other one, I'm going to leave it plain for some of my family that doesn't so much care for the walnuts. So here you go, stir that in like that. And I have two pans ready to go, and I'm going to pop it in the oven, 350 for about an hour, and I'll meet you after that. All right, hot out of the oven. So we have some zucchini bread for Miss Molly. It's just made for Miss Molly. So it says in the recipe to do it for about an hour. I pulled this out about 50 minutes. I tested it, put a little toothpick in there, and it's fine. So all you have to do is quick run around a knife around the edges here, and we're going to give it a twirl. Oh, look at that. And then right here, we have an absolutely beautiful zucchini bread. Let's see if I can get this one to come out. Well, this one's going to give us a little bit more trouble. But as you can see, you have a lovely zucchini bread. This one has the walnuts in it. Get yourself some nice softened butter, maybe a cup of tea. Even in the summer, maybe a cup of iced tea. And sit down, and here we go. There you go. So we have one with the nuts, one without. And hey, Miss Molly, you ready to eat? Okay, till next time. Thanks so much for watching. We hope that you got some ideas to recreate in your own kitchen and learned a little something along the way. For more information on our common table and our mission to eat well, protect our environment, and rebuild the local food economy one dish at a time, check out our website and join us on social media.